Alrighty, and welcome back here to Reeves Athletic Complex. We've got the Vista Ridge Rangers, who are 2-0, battling the McNeil Mavericks, who are 0-2. McNeil in the all-blue uniforms, trimmed in white and green. Vista Ridge will go with the all-white with the red numerals trimmed in black as well. Great night for football here as McNeil looking to get in the victory column. Your Rangers of Vista Ridge trying to make it 3-0 with Vandegrift looming next week. Let's quickly break down the starting lineups for both teams as Iman Allen will come out to the center of the field for the coin toss. Adam, take care of us on the coin toss over there. And number 33 here for McNeil also coming out onto the field. That is Ahmed Ben Mira. He is the Sam linebacker. And talk about a great performance. Iman Allen, we showcased him in the pregame show, and he has just been lights out so far this year. Had the punt return for the touchdown last week of 50 yards. Of course, had two. He had a punt return and a kickoff return that were basically didn't count in the opener against Hayes, and due to penalties, those were called back. But Iman Allen has certainly taken advantage of the opportunities that he has had, and it looks like Vista Ridge will win the toss here, and McNeil is going to defend the right side of the screen here, and Vista Ridge will receive, and McNeil will kick off for you. So let's get you set up here in your starting lineups here. First for the Vista Ridge Rangers. Wyatt Gates, number 7, is that wide receiver. Devin Ford is left tackle, number 72. The left guard's number 74, Noah Thorold. The center is James Cantu. He wears number 50. The right guard is John Hoover, number 54. The right tackle is Aiden Beasley, number 57. Jacob Bowerman wears number 13. He is your receiver. Iman Allen, he's all over the place. He'll be basically returning kicks here today and also in the secondary. Reese Heffelfinger wears number 9. He's in the slot. Kyle Brown at quarterback, number 12. He's the junior. He'll be backed up by Jack Podolak, number 19. Quade Hegfett, number 4, is in the slot as well. The senior having a great season. Dayton Baumbarger will get the start at running back, and tailback will be Grayson Deal. Good to see Grayson Deal back in the lineup, number 5, after missing last week with an injury. The defense for the Vista Ridge is as such. Jay White, number 47, will play that left end. Elijah Estes, number 40, also on the defensive line. He is a senior. Another senior, Ethan Ellsworth, number 77. He's a junior. Mathen Woodward is a junior, number 37. Bryce Small, number 18. He is a 6-foot senior. Jake Robertson at linebacker, also just like Small, 6 foot, 187 pounds. 16 tackles so far, a couple of sacks this year. Jake Robertson having another stellar year. Reed Runkle, number 33. Also, Iman Allen is at cornerback. Axel Allen at free safety. Johnny Clark at strong safety. Malachi Bird, number 2, is at cornerback. And now the national anthem here at Reeves Athletic Complex. Okay, and the McNeil Mavericks, we're going to see their defense first, so let's get you set up with their defense. Number 55, Hunter Snyder, is on that left side of the line. Keegan Patty, keep an eye out for him, number 90, the 6'3", 230-pound senior. Cameron Bui is number 54. He'll line up just to the right of Keegan Patty on that defensive front. Tristan Rocha, number 40. He is a junior on the right end. Ahmed Ben Mira, who came out for the toss, number 33, is the Sam linebacker. KJ Duncan, number 23, is the Will linebacker. Andrew Brab, number 27, is the Rover. Makai Coleman, number 2, is the cornerback. Jalen Mosley, number 1, is the free safety. Damian Alumba is number 3. He is a senior. He'll line up as the Joker. Blake Snodgrass, number 24, is in the dime. And Tyler Zaccardi, the cornerback, number 20. He is a senior. We'll get you set up on McNeil's offensive side when they get the ball. But, hey, I tell you what, man, Kyle Brown is off to a great start so far this year. Adam, you know, he had the 6 touchdown passes in week 1 against Hayes. He had 4 more last week. Did have a couple of picks. Remember, he only had 4 interceptions all last year, but did have 2 picks last week against Leander.
Yeah, so I'm looking for him here tonight to control the ball right from the get-go. maybe a few short passes to get his feet under him here tonight. First league game of the season, and I'm expecting a big offensive.
Officials, we need to wait until the clock goes to 0.
Again, Leander will be, McNeil will be in the blue uniforms with the white helmets. Vista Ridge wearing the all-white trimmed in red here at Reeves Athletic Complex. Rangers looking to go 3-0 after impressive wins over Hayes and Leander, while McNeil seeking their first victory after a pair of losses. They fell to Del Valle 28-13 and then lost to Pflugerville 21-14 in a game that they could have won. Luke Hutcherson was hurt in that game. It was an ankle injury, and he is not getting the start tonight. Brad Wittenberg will start for McNeil. He was the freshman quarterback last year, and he is just a sophomore, obviously, this season. So it's the Rangers and the Mavericks here, getting ready to kick it off here on the IHSFAN Network, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Central Texas. And we are happy to have you on board with us this evening. A great night for football. The sun is setting in the west. The field is has no shadows on it. The lights will be taking effect here momentarily, and we're just moments away from kickoff, Adam.
Yeah, looking forward to tonight's game between McNeil and Vista Ridge. For McNeil, it's going to be a tough scene for Brad Wittenberg to step into. We'll see how he deals with the spotlight. McNeil.
Vista Ridge fans, are you ready? Mad Nation, are you ready?
All right, we are ready for some high school football here. Just getting ready to kick things off. The McNeil Mavericks setting the ball up on the 40-yard line. Emon Allen back deep for Vista Ridge. Mentioned Kyle Brown and 6 TD passes to the air. Also had a rushing touchdown last week. You know, McNeil had 222 yards rushing against Pflugerville last week. They do love to run the football. And here is the kickoff. Not kicking it to Emon Allen, probably a good choice. And this one is brought up to about the 36-yard line. And that is where Vista Ridge will set up shop here to get things started. Vista Ridge football, again, brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Central Texas. Kyle Allen bringing the Rangers in that Stormtrooper white out onto the field. Ball placed on the 36. 3 down linemen for McNeil. Shotgun formation, Kyle Brown. 1 receiver to the far side. 3 receivers to the near side. They'll bring it to the near side. Pass complete and caught by number 4, Quade Heckfett. Yeah, about a loss of 3 here, so it will bring up 2nd and 13, ball on the 33-yard line. Jumbo package, if you will, here for Vista Ridge. Don't see this formation very often. Man in motion. That was Jalen Bridges in motion. Back to pass. Kyle Brown, plenty of time. Kyle Brown looking downfield and overthrows his intended target, almost picked off. So he had plenty of time there. The senior offensive line for Vista Ridge doing a nice job of protecting their quarterback. But it will bring up 3rd and 13. Passing down here, but then again, they're pretty much all passing downs for Vista Ridge. Looks like we might have a penalty flag here on the field. How big is that? Just when it was going to be 3rd and 13. And really, that was what did in McNeil last week. A lot of big penalties in big situations against Pflugerville. They lost that game 21-14. So Vista Ridge now with 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. I like this trips package here to the near side. Emon Allen in motion. Kyle Brown with the pass, caught across midfield and brought down about the 47-yard line, as that was Jacob Bowerman, the 6'2", 183-pound senior. Ball on the 47, 2nd down, 5 yards to go. 10:46, opening quarter. Vista Ridge and McNeil from here at the Palace on Parmer, also known as Reeves Athletic Complex. Iman Allen in motion. Kyle Brown back to pass, looking deep downfield. Caught down around the 28. That's Hegfett. Quade Hegfett. And that's a big first down for Vista Ridge. And he's coming off a really good game. He's got 5 touchdowns so far this year. And the ball will be placed on the 25-yard line. First down for your Rangers. Trips to the near side once again. Todd Brown gets the call in. His son, Kyle Brown, at quarterback. Man in motion, Iman Allen to the far side. Brown back to pass, and he's sacked, drops the ball. It's going to be picked up by a lineman and dropped, but he'll fall back on it. Yeah, you don't want to run with that ball too much if you are Noah Thuralt. So he did the right thing by falling on it there.
Loss of 11 on play, second and 21.
Okay, so it will be second down and 21 to go. Trips to the far side this time. Iman Allen now joining us on the near side. The pass is caught. 35-30 down to the 25. Close to a first down. Looks like Wyatt Gates on the reception right there for Vista Ridge.
3rd and 10.
Ball on the 25. Inside 9 minutes, opening quarter. IHSFAN Network here. Got a McNeil broadcast going on, as well as this broadcast here with Vista Ridge and KBVO here. A lot of internet going on. Pass to the near side, caught. Out of bounds is Heffelfinger around the 21-yard line.
4 yards on the play.
Got 4 yards on that particular pass play. Reese Heffelfinger, just a sophomore. 4 receptions, 67 yards, 3
Fourth down,
touchdowns.
Mad Nation, 4th down.
Yeah, a little bit far for Lara as far as field goals here. Daniel Lara does the place kicking, but he could probably make this, but I like the idea here. We'll see. 4th down and 6. Ball on the 21-yard line. Iman Allen in motion. Kyle Brown back to pass. Pump fakes, rolls right. Shakes, bakes, tosses, incomplete. As McNeil will take over on downs. KJ Duncan with a big hit towards the end of that play. So now the McNeil offense. Jarvis Anderson, number 9, is the receiver. Amari Lee is number 79 on the left guard. Caleb Black, number 74, left guard. Dylan Clifton, number 73, center. Ryan Schneider, number 77, right guard. Right tackle, Ben Kuschwitz. Man to either side of the quarterback, Brad Wittenberg. Handoff up the middle. Big gainer, 30, 35, 40, 45, up to midfield into Vista Ridge territory. That's Caleb Cooper. 21 rushes, 71 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the young season. Has a couple of receptions for 20 yards as well. He did leave with an injury in the 3rd quarter at a recent game. But a big gainer right there. And hey, if there's one way to kind of relax your quarterback, put a ground game together. Luke Hutchison, again, not playing tonight, number 28, making the connection here as Brad Wittenberg finds his tight end. I believe that's going to be enough. Well, not quite enough for a first down.
Gain of 9 yards, 2nd and 1.
According to McNeil's reporter, Mark Hankey likes to play all over the field, not just at tight end, and he likes to get involved any way he can to get in there. Pick up there or get there.
All right, one receiver to the near side. Kind of a pistol formation, if you will. Rolling it to the right this time. And that is Caleb Cooper. I think he's got enough for the first down. It's going to be close, maybe not quite from this. From our standpoint, looks like it's a half yard short. Fans didn't like the spot here at Reeves, of course, the home of McNeil. Good crowd here on hand as well for Vista Ridge, practicing social distancing as well. Chef Power Adam Glick alongside here. Now we've got 2 receivers for McNeil on the near side, 2 backs on either side of the quarterback. Keeper, first down more, 25-20, down to the 18-yard line. Brad Wittenberg with a big gain, the sophomore, showing you what he can do. You know, talking with Scott Hermes, the former defensive coordinator at Vandegrift, first-year head coach here with McNeil, he said, even though Luke Hutchison is obviously the standout quarterback here and a junior, he said Brad Wittenberg does a lot of the same things as far as the way he handles the offense, can run it. He was a really good freshman quarterback last year, and he's kind of showing you that he's not afraid to run the football. You know, Hutchison last week had 161 yards rushing and a touchdown. And now his backup, Wittenberg, trying to pick up the pace here for McNeil. Handoff right side. Nothing doing on this play as Malachi Bird there on the tackle of Caleb Cooper.
Really nice run on the previous play from the quarterback. Got really good blocking up front. Pick up that big game.
2 receivers to the near side. Cooper, number 5, to the right of number 28, Brad Wittenberg. He normally plays the H-back position. This time he's going to keep it. Crosses the 20, down to the 15. A couple of Vista Ridge Rangers there on the tackle, including Robertson there, the linebacker, making a play. Jake Robertson, of course, a senior. 6 foot, 187 pounds, 16 tackles, couple of sacks. It'll be 3rd and 6 here for McNeil. 1 receiver to either side. Caleb Cooper, offset right behind Brad Wittenberg. And stoppage of play here. There's going to be a timeout. Let's keep it here. So an impressive drive here so far for McNeil. They've been able to run the football, kind of mixing things up a little bit here, challenging this Vista Ridge defense. Vista Ridge and the Stormtrooper white with trimmed in red. That's a new look this year, going with the white helmet. You know, in week 1 we did not see that look, but last week they brought out the white helmets. They brought it out again. It did, yeah, and they look good in it here tonight.
Yeah, so on this 3rd down, obviously McNeil's going to want to run the football if they can, but it is 3rd and 6, so they might be able to throw it. We will see. But Wittenberg's done a nice job so far of reading the kind of where the defense is, and he's gotten good blocking up front for a nice couple nice runs so far. And this has been a really productive drive for McNeil. See what they can do here on this big 3rd down coming up.
So it will be 3rd and 6, 5:14 to play, opening quarter. McNeil with the football. And really, if you think about it, you know, talking with Scott Hermes, he'll be the first to tell you that, you know, he wants to keep his offense out there on the field as much as possible, keep Vista Ridge's offense on the sideline. Chad Scott, the defensive coordinator for Vista Ridge, we'll see what he's got dialed up. By the way, Patrick Bailey is the offensive coordinator for Scott Hermes' squad. Yeah, if it sounds familiar, Vista Ridge fans, he used to be the running back coach with the Rangers. Handoff up the middle. And a little bit of a surge there towards the end. But it looks like it will bring up 4th down, and McNeil is going to bring out the kicking unit, it looks like. So lining up here for the field goal. For the McNeil Mavericks here, number 8. This kick is up in the air, and it's no good. So a victory here, if you will, for the Vista Ridge defense, as they bent, but they did not break. And needless to say, Scott Hermes can't be too happy with what he saw right there. That was Jonathan Samaru, by the way, with the kick. He and Carter Faulkner do the duties for McNeil. So Vista Ridge will now take over on their own 13-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10.
Good job.
This is the 25-6A district opener. And he would say the first game that truly counts. Handoff up the middle. Gain of about 2 or 3 yards right up the gut for Vista Ridge. That's number 5, Grayson Deal. Really good to see Grayson back out there. Started the opener against Hayes in a 62-35 victory, but did leave the game with a slight leg injury. Missed last week, but he's back in that starting lineup tonight. Happy to see him to the right of Kyle Brown. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Man in motion. Handoff, Deal. He'll work the left side, 25 up to the 29. Close to a first down, but not quite. They place the ball right at the 30, and you know what? They're going to give him the first down. He was close. Got the benefit. 1st and 10. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Kyle Brown, handoff. This time they'll roll right. 34, maybe the 33-yard line, as that's the backup right there, Jalen Bridges, number 32. Bridges got the start last week. You might remember, had a pretty good game. Kind of making the most of his opportunities with 50 yards rushing on the young season and a touchdown.
And Vista Ridge started to run the ball a little bit here in the opening quarter, trying to mix it up just a little bit, trying to get McNeil's defense thinking a little bit.
2 receivers far side. Kyle Brown back to pass. He's looking deep downfield. This throw is caught down around the 25-yard line. Jacob Bowerman, Mr. Hail Mary, hauling this one in around the 25 of McNeil, and that's how Vista Ridge can burn you deep with the deep ball here with Kyle Brown. And that's the one thing that Coach Hermes was saying he really wanted to try to avoid, was to keep Vista Ridge in check. And Todd Brown will be the first to tell you that he knows his son, when they open things up, that really can spread things out when they can get the deep ball going. 3 receivers to the near side, pump fake, back to pass. Kyle Brown looking towards the end zone, in and out of the hands in the back part of the end zone. Good coverage downfield for the Mavericks. The intended target there for Vista Ridge, number 9, Reese Heffelfinger. Ball on the 25, 2nd and 10. Fake handoff, throw over the middle, in and out of the intended target's hands. Ball was tipped, but unable to come down with it for Vista Ridge was number 13, Jacob Bowerman. Bowerman, a senior. All the seniors were honored last week, recognized at Vista Ridge. That was a nice touch. Fake handoff. Kyle Brown now rolling left, under some pressure, unloads, and it is caught down around the 3-yard line. Big grab on the 3rd and 10 play as Quade Hegfett, who else? Number 4, hauling it in, the senior. Close to 400 yards receiving already this season, but there are flags down. Hold everything. Ineligible player downfield for Vista Ridge. That's a tough blow with 2:02 to play here in the opening quarter. Still no score.
Yeah, really tough blow there for Vista Ridge. You go from a 1st and goal inside the 5 to now a 3rd and 15. Obviously not a penalty you want to commit there, and now they're going to try to get a big play here to try to convert this first down.
Perhaps a lineman downfield. So 1 receiver now to the near side. It is 3rd and 15. 3 to the far side. Trips on the upper top of your screen. Emon Allen joins them. Back to pass. Kyle Brown, cool under pressure, fires, connects. That's a first down and more, down to the 9-yard line. Wyatt Gates, the junior. First down for Vista Ridge. Ball marked on the 8-yard line. That's what you like to see.
Yeah. Who cares if they got the penalty? They pick up the first down anyway. Now, huge first and goal inside the 10.
All about overcoming. Hey, high school football fans, go to Mighty Fine Burgers after tonight's game. They call it Mighty Fine's 5th quarter. I call it a mighty fine way to cap off a Friday night high school football game. Hopefully a Vista Ridge victory, trying to go 3-0. First and goal, ball on the 8-yard line. Man in motion, Brown under pressure, fumbles the ball. The ball is still loose. There's a scramble for it, and it appears that Vista Ridge did come up with it, but Brown took a shot, and he is slow to get up. Wow.
Vista Ridge recovers the ball back at the 17-yard line. 2nd and goal.
Luckily, though, for Vista Ridge, they were able to fall on the ball and still keep possession, trying to put up the 14 as a quarter is winding down.
Coleman there on the big hit with 35 seconds and counting here in the opening quarter. So Vista Ridge now, 2 receivers to either side. Kyle Brown in the shotgun. Jalen Bridges to his right. And hold everything. Looks like a timeout. Water for everybody. I could use a water up here. So with 13 seconds to play here in the first quarter, let's keep it here. No score, but Vista Ridge threatening here. Both teams have shown signs of moving the football here. McNeil more on the ground, Vista Ridge more through the air. Both teams have shot themselves in the foot with some key penalties. Vista Ridge has actually dropped a couple of balls, but we're able to fall on them. But nonetheless, with 13 seconds to play here in the opening quarter, Mavericks and Rangers all knotted up at 0, and it will be 2nd and 17, basically 2nd and goal, all on the 17.
To go on the road in the league game, you expect a tight battle like this one here early through much of the first quarter, and hopefully for Vista Ridge, they've been fortunate enough to fall on some fumbles. They can convert a touchdown here, as they were unable to convert on the last drive inside the 30-yard line.
2nd and goal.
All right, 2nd and goal here. I hear Rick Epstein on the PA up here at Reeves Athletic Complex. His son actually played at McNeil. Also one of our color commentators. Alongside Adam Glick, I'm Jeff Power. Man in motion. Kyle Brown back to pass. Under pressure right up the middle, and he's going to be sacked back around the 27-yard line. I tell you what, McNeil's defense standing tall so far in this game, making some big plays, as that was KJ Duncan on the tackle.
That's the end of the first quarter. Your score 0-0.
We'll be right back. Vista Ridge Football brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Central Texas.
The thrill of a game-winning touchdown is all the same level greatness that has had a Maxwell Outdoor Look. The most trusted luxury brand in America. Not just that, experience the thrill of the road all over again. This is what driving passion for mission in motion. In every 2020 West Soviet, only at 9 Maxwell Outdoor Look.
All righty, back here at Reeves Athletic Complex. Got the motivational music going here to open the second quarter. Vista Ridge Football brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Central Texas. And this is go time right now as Vista Ridge facing 3rd and 27. I tell you, if one thing is for sure, Vista Ridge will be throwing on this play.
Yeah, they really haven't faced many of these 3rd and long situations in the first 2 games against Hayes and McNeil's defense has really come up with a lot of big plays, getting through the line of scrimmage and making some big tackles for losses and forcing fumbles as well. And Vista Ridge obviously here can't get the first down. 27 yards to get it there, obviously, and at least half of it here. Kick of a field goal.
All right, here we go. 3rd and 27. Second quarter now. Kyle Brown back to pass. He's got an option to the right. He's going to go deep downfield, and it is caught! Touchdown, Rangers! What a huge call right there, facing 3rd and goal, 27 yards away from pay dirt. And look who comes up with it. Wyatt Gates, as he was open in the back part of the end zone, but a perfectly thrown ball by Kyle Brown. And Vista Ridge opens the second quarter with a touchdown.
Yeah, or if it's 3rd and 27, you can just get all 27 yards for a touchdown. No big deal there for Vista Ridge.
Daniel Era with the extra point. It's up and it's good. So with 11:53 to play here in the second quarter, Vista Ridge now leading McNeil 7-0. We'll be right back with more Vista Ridge football brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Central Texas. All right, back here at Reeves Athletic Complex, the Rangers of Vista Ridge leading the Mavs of McNeil 7-0 here. Of course, Vista Ridge football brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Central Texas. Alongside Adam Glick, I'm Jeff Power. Glad to have you along here for this one. And I tell you what, Vista Ridge can overcome mistakes here and there by the deep ball threat. I mean, it is hard to stop. Lara's kick will be returned at the 10, across the 20, 25, up to the 30, and finally brought down about the 34-yard line as there was kind of a wave there at the end.
Vista Ridge and Kyle Brown, the receiver targets that they have, they can make big plays happen in a hurry, and we saw that there to Wyatt Gates for the 27-yard opening touchdown.
Jalen Mosley with the return there. Pretty good field position here for McNeil. The Mavericks setting up here 1st and 10 on their own 33. Man in motion. 2 receivers to the far side. Handoff up the gut. They'll gain a few yards as number 5, Kalen Cooper, with the short gain up the gut. So the Vista Ridge defense coming off a really good game. You might have heard Rodney Vinson talking about that in our pregame show, brought to you by the Vista Ridge Booster Club, as the defense was just sensational this past week. Only allowed a late touchdown to Leander in that 45-7 win. Jay White had a really big game. Handoff now right side, and they'll work it out for a first down across the 46, close to the 47-yard line. Good run right there by McNeil.
First down, Mavericks.
So first down for the Mavs as they set up on the 47 now. On the near hash mark. 2 receivers on the near side, 1 to the far side. Backs split off to either side of the quarterback, Brad Wittenberg. He'll hand this one off, rolling left. Nothing doing this time as the Vista Ridge defense standing tall. Robertson in on that one to get Caleb Cooper. And a slew of other defenders there for Vista Ridge, I might add.
Always great to see a lot of tackle when you have 4 defenders there making a tackle. Usually not going to be
One receiver to the far side. Now make that two. Two receivers to the near side. Cooper split off from Wittenberg. Wittenberg wears number 28. He'll throw across the middle. Incomplete. Had his intended target, number 15, Henke, open, but he was unable to come up with it, and that's going to bring up now 3rd and 10. Vista Ridge going with 4 down linemen. Jay White, Elijah Estes, Ethan Ellsworth, Matthew Winward. That's your front line there for Vista Ridge. And they'll change it up occasionally, including now as Fort has come out, Jamar Fort on the left side. Handoff up the middle, nothing doing this time. Jamar Fort and company in on the play. Careful, man, got thrown down late. I was making sure we didn't see a flag there. Flags were a bit of a problem for Vista Ridge last week. So far, pretty good here in the with 9 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the second quarter. Rangers leading at 7-0. And McNeil will punt from midfield here, facing 4th and 7. And here is the punt. And they will angle it towards the sideline. Nice punt. Going out around the 5. Wow, really nice punt.
Murray's punt goes out at the 5. 45 yards on the punt. First down, Vista Ridge.
Samaru with that nice punt ball on the 5. One receiver to the far side, 2 to the near side, a couple backs next to Kyle Brown, handoff. Brenda Meyer up to the 8-yard line. Brenda Meyer been one of the star players here for Vista Ridge. Only a sophomore, was a big stud last year, played both linebacker and that halfback / fullback position, and making the most of his opportunities this year. You know, in the 3rd drive last week, they kind of went with backup quarterback Jack Podolak, brought in a couple of other sophomores. He went right down the field and scored against Leander. Man in motion. This time they'll hand it off. Brenda Meyer up the middle. He's got first down yardage and more. 35 up to the 38-yard line and signals first down. Well done right there. I like the way he runs the football. Very hard-nosed runner. Has a touchdown already this season too. Don't be surprised if we see Malcolm Watson tonight also. He might get some chances. Kyle Brown looking deep downfield. And this ball is caught. Wow. Jacob Bowerman makes all kind of sensational plays as Kyle Brown once again, the dime, perfectly thrown, as Vista Ridge will have a first down on the 33-yard line of McNeil, and they quickly run right back up to the line of scrimmage. Totally covered.
Yeah, totally covered. He places it in the perfect spot. He seems to have time on these big punts.
Willie Mays style catch there. Kyle Brown now will dump it off to his fullback, 20, 15, 10. And I mentioned Malcolm Watson, and he's getting a chance. Actually, check that. That's Bombarder. There's Dayton Bombarder there with a nice reception. He's also a sophomore. This one blown dead before Vista Ridge can snap it. Maybe McNeil called a timeout. And Let's double check, and it does appear that there will be a timeout called. So the ball is on the 9. Why don't we keep it here as Vista Ridge leads it 7-0. Don't forget, high school football fans, go to Mighty Fine Burger after tonight's game. They call it Mighty Fine's fifth quarter. I call it a mighty fine way to cap off a Friday night high school football game. Vista Ridge leading it 7-0 here. Second quarter, 7:09 to play. You know, it's really been a game of big plays, especially for Vista Ridge. It seems like, for the most part, McNeil's done a pretty good job keeping them in check on first, maybe even second down, but then some big plays on third down here for Vista Ridge when they've really needed it. And they've been able to kind of basically soften up the secondary a little bit by throwing some deep balls.
Yeah, and as we've mentioned, Kyle Brown's just put in the perfect spot almost every single throw he has had so far here tonight, as he usually does anyway. It's just tough for a defense when guarding him pretty tough on the corners and on the field. It's just threading his passes into these receivers here. Picking up these receivers are making these catches. They're covered. They're on the run. These are 30, 40 yard catches. Big plays. It just really helps an offense with the capability to get these big plays and facing third balls.
7-0, 7:09 to play, first half. Vista Ridge leads, first and goal on the 9. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Kyle Brown in the shotgun. Brenda Meyer directly to his left. Baumgartner in motion to the right. Brown back to pass, under pressure, and he will be sacked. Back around the 16-yard line. Again, McNeil getting some pressure up front.
They've been kind of doing that here tonight. A lot of big tackles for losses, but it's been on first and second down, as we mentioned. This Ridge has basically been able to overcome that. We'll see facing another second and long for this Ridge.
So, ball at the 15, second down and goal. Brown, handoff. Brenda Meyer trying to fight free, and he will be dropped down right about the line of scrimmage. So now it's third and long, third and goal. I'll give him 2 yards, so really, actually, ball back at the 17. So third and goal here for Vista Ridge at the 17-yard line. 2 receivers near side this time, 1 to the far side. Brown now looks to his dad, gets the call. Todd Brown, the offensive coordinator. By the way, Kyle Brown getting an offer from West Texas A&M up in Canyon, Texas. Scholarship opportunity. Here's a screen pass. Brenda Meyer catches it at the 20, 15, gets a block, 10, fights his way down, touchdown! Brenda Meyer into the end zone on a 15, make that 17-yard screen pass play. And Kyle Brown, once again, a big third down play. It's becoming the theme. 13-0, Vista Ridge on top.
Unbelievable play there from Vista Ridge. Just when you think, McNeil, you have him, you're going to stop him. Guess what? You did not. Another huge play for Vista Ridge. A little screen pass, and he's just able to move his way through the defenders into the end zone, and another third down conversion for Vista Ridge. And it's just becoming a theme here tonight. And Vista Ridge made 2 scores. What a play there from Vista Ridge.
Yeah, big time play. That's what you like to see. As Vista Ridge takes a 14-0 lead here with 5:38 to play here in the first half. McNeil will get the ball. You're listening to Vista Ridge Football, brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Central Texas. Athletic Complex, your Vista Ridge Rangers leading 14-0 over the McNeil Mavericks. Vista Ridge Football brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Central Texas. And that was just what the doctor ordered. Alongside Adam Glick, I'm Jeff Power. I tell you what, third down's been key for Vista Ridge as Brenda Meyer scores his second touchdown of the season, this one of the 17-yard variety, as the screen pass from Kyle Brown. Touchdown pass number 2 for big KB, Kyle Brown. Vista Ridge in the all-white uniforms. You know, last year they had a kind of a silver set of pants and helmet. This year going more with the Stormtrooper white. Lara's kickoff here deep downfield, and this will be returned 15-20 out to the 23-yard line where a slew of defenders for Vista Ridge are on the tackle. Great job by the special teams.
First and 10 average from the 23-yard line.
McNeil's done a good job of forcing these third downs, but they've just not been able to get the stops they need. And the offense has had a couple nice runs, but they haven't really been able to string enough first downs together to get points on the board. We'll see what they can do here on this first drive after the touchdown for this score.
All right, 5:31 to play until halftime. It's 14-0. Vista Ridge leading at McNeil. You know, last year these two teams were in a tight game at halftime, and then Vista Ridge kind of blew the game open in the second half. Back to pass, and brought down, and looks like we've got a new quarterback out on the field here for the McNeil Mavericks. As this number 11, Jackson Collins, he is a junior. So Jackson Collins out there now. He wears number 11, and more of a traditional number for a quarterback. This time they'll roll it. Oh, blowing up the play and making a big play. 15, 10, 5. They're going to call him down on the right around the about a 5-yard loss, I would say. But wow, I mean, that's what I call blowing up a play. Am I right? I mean, Jamel Fort just making a huge play right there, basically tackling two guys as Jamar Fort. I tell you what, I've liked him all season. He's just been, you can't miss him. Really, he's very explosive. I know something about that big 99. Maybe I'm, because I'm a Texans fan, I think JJ Watt, but that's a huge play right there. And it'll be Vista Ridge football on the 21-yard line of McNeil. And I tell you what, those are the little things that hurt McNeil last week, And we'll see if the Vista Ridge Rangers can take advantage here with the receiver to the near side, trips to the far side. Kyle Brown in the shotgun. Man in motion. Back to pass. And it's caught! Touchdown, far corner pocket. Number 13. Mr. Hail Mary himself. That is Jacob Bowerman with the touchdown grab. And just like that, 20-0, Vista Ridge in a game where it's really just been some key big plays, whether it's the turnovers, the big plays on third down, the passing game starting to click now for Vista Ridge, possibly because they kind of opened things up with the deep ball.
And that's what kind of happens with Vista Ridge. 2 plays ago, McNeil was down 14-0 and they had the football, and then just 2 plays later, McNeil is already down 3 scores, 21-0. That's how those turnovers. It is so costly against an offense like this, giving them a short field like that. And they're able to strike right away. And now it's becoming a game where McNeil is kind of in jeopardy of letting this game kind of get away with them already here late in the first half, down 21-0.
Keep it right here as Vista Ridge leading it 21-0. Vista Ridge football brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of. Yeah, man.
It looks really good.
It does. Red's kind of become their color. They've got them in black, I believe even in white for that matter. Pick up a jacket. It's going to be a colder winter than usual because, the football season hopefully will go into December as the regular season for sure will go through Thanksgiving if, all things considered. Kickoff Lara, ball bobbled around the 12. McNeil will return it though. Out around the 20 and down about the 22-yard line. Bird on the tackle there for Vista Ridge. And I tell you what, that was, by the way, that was Jamal Anderson on the return there for McNeil. As Jarvis Anderson got it out to about the 22 with 4:36 to play. Rangers leading at 21-0. This game kind of deceiving, because for the most part it's been pretty evenly matched up. But man, big plays. The fumble, and Vista Ridge fumbled the ball twice, but were able to fall on it. But when McNeil fumbled, immediately Vista Ridge cashed in, and right here cashing in on a big defensive play. Several Rangers in on the stop, including big number 71 here for Vista Ridge, and that is Barry. Lawrence Barry, number 71, a senior.
Been very impressed with the defense here all night for Vista Ridge. It seems like on every rushing play from McNeil, there's a slew of Vista Ridge tacklers getting in on pretty much every play. And they've looked really good, and they're not allowing any big plays from McNeil.
Man in motion. The pass is incomplete. Anderson was the intended target, as back on the field at quarterback is Wittenberg, number 28. As Brad Wittenberg, he's young, but you know he did pretty well with this offense on his first couple of drives. They just kind of stalled out as the Vista Ridge defense kind of bent but didn't break. We're down to 3:48. Clock stopped at the moment with that incomplete pass. It's 3rd and 10. Rolling right, and it looks like it's incomplete. Eamon Allen there letting us know it's incomplete. I tell you what, and seeing Eamon Allen around the 50,
it gets me excited every time.
I mean, he had a 50-yard return last week for a touchdown. He had one the week before that was called back because of a penalty. And I might add, he had the first touchdown of the game on a pass from Kyle Brown. And I thought that was justifiable because, you know, when you take 2 touchdowns away from a special teams guy, get him the ball. And that's what they did last week on the first play. Flag down here. And this one looks like it's going to go against, well, let's double check here. Both teams coming off the field here. Maybe just a simple timeout. I didn't see an actual flag. I just assumed, but hey. But with 3:40 to play, you know, the thing about Eamon Allen, if you haven't had a chance to see him play, you know, he is a traditional cornerback, plays on that defensive back position, but they'll use him in so many different ways. I mean, they'll bring him out and kind of run a wildcat with him every now and then, where they'll get him in open space. That's kind of the key. They like to run him on some jet sweeps. Occasionally he'll get out there and line up as a receiver. And he's not necessarily a starter on offense, but you just see him every now and then when you least expect it. And believe me, defensive coordinators know when he's on the field because he's a playmaker. He really is. So Chad Scott's defense standing tall here. They've looked good since maybe the first couple drives as we still pitching the shutout. Only gave up 7 points last week, and that came up late in that game against Leander. Steve Fulnera, the defensive coordinator for Scott Hermes' squad at McNeil. I mean, for the most part, he's got to feel pretty good about what his defense does. They've just given up some big plays. And this time they're going to punt. Oh, almost a block. And this one is going to bounce around the 50. No chance for a return, but great field position here for Vista Ridge with 3:32. Let's take a timeout. You're listening to Vista Ridge Football, brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Central Texas. Kyle Brown back to pass as we bring you back to live action here. And that's about a 4 or 5 yard gain on the short dump pass there with 3:20 and counting. As the Pep squad's making their way into the end zone area. have some halftime festivities for you. And I believe the PA announcer, Rick Epstein, might join us as well at halftime. We'll see. His son, played for McNeil, so maybe he'll join our McNeil broadcast tonight, and then we'll be lucky to have him over here with us as well. He's, of course, our co-host on Under the Lights every Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, 7 to 9 on 104.9 The Horn. It's really a great chance to kind of talk to a lot of coaches and kind of find out what's going on. Let's keep it here, quick timeout. The big news this past week, we had Coach Cheshire on the game this past week, Craig Cheshire over at Stony Point, and his team dealing with coronavirus, as not only can they not play the next 2 weeks, Adam, but they will not even be able to practice. There's no way you can't meet with the kids because of the quarantine process. So that kind of wipes out a couple of weeks. Now they will make up one of those 2 games. I believe it is going to be November 13th, and then perhaps the second one would be in December. I'm hearing December 3rd or 4th. We'll see. But it's just one of those things. Weiss also is under quarantine right now for 2 weeks. They were supposed to play Hendrickson this week. And, it's just tough because, it's district play. You want to kind of get the real part of the season going. And then all of a sudden, coronavirus rears its ugly head again. And it's just been Yeah, all these teams didn't really have any spring practice. They were limited as far as their, summer workouts. It's been difficult. Everyone's had to overcome. It's been tough on new coaches like Scott Hermes as well. Handoff up the middle, Iman Allen. He's got first down yardage and more. 2:37 on the clock, and that looks to be good enough for a first down, as the ball will be placed on the 37 of McNeil. A.J. Duncan on the tackle. Shotgun. Back to pass. And caught. Down around the 27-yard line. And that is Wyatt Gates on the receiving end.
Good to see every receiver kind of getting involved in Vista Ridge here in the first half. And Vista Ridge already moving the football once again, trying to go on 4 scores before the end of the first half.
Ball on the 29 appears to be. Actually, it's in the official's hands, so it looks like it'll be about the 28. So there's a penalty flag down far right side of the field. And this will be against McNeil. So march the Mavs backward with 2:15 to play here in the first half.
Yeah, another kind of shot in the foot there. Play for McNeil. That Reeves just cannot have during that.
13.
And already up big, trying to limit the damage a little bit, and now they're inside the 15.
2 receivers far side, 1 to the near side. Handoff up the middle. Brenda Meyer fighting his way to the 6-yard line. Still fighting his way. 5. Maybe the 4-yard line. Wow, he just won't go down. I love that extra effort. Have to be careful sometimes with that extra effort down around the goal line. Sometimes, those defenders are trying to strip that ball away, but Brenda Meyer says, no problem, man. I'm a baseball player. I can hang on to it. That's a little bit of everything over at Vista Ridge. Know his father well. Kind of part of the Vista Ridge Booster Club for the baseball team. Trips to the far side. Kyle Brown back to pass. Connects. Hegfett, touchdown! Into the end zone. 27-0 now. Vista Ridge leading McNeil. And wow, man, I tell you, Quade Hegfett is just having himself one heck of a season. Seems like he's just constantly getting open. Couple more touchdowns to go with 5 coming into the game. Tough break right there. So this one will come back with 1:29 to play. I didn't see a lot of celebration after that play. There's the flag that came in. We just saw it on the Jumbotron. And wow, that's a tough blow right there for Vista Ridge, but it isn't like McNeil hasn't made some big penalties too. So another shot here for the Rangers. And hey, if nothing else, with a 1:29 to play, 2nd and 11, might be able just to kind of see if they can't stick it in the end zone and even run off this 1:29 in the process. That's what I call glass half full right there, Adam.
Yes.
Trying to keep it positive. Trips to the near side this time. And now Brenda Meyerman will join him. Kyle Brown looking into the corner, and this one's caught. Touchdown, number 7, Wyatt Gates. So Wyatt Gates says, hey, if Hegfett doesn't want it, I'll take a touchdown pass. And just like that, 27-0. Lara on for the extra point. And your Vista Ridge Rangers starting to pull away here in the first half. Lara will come on with the extra point with 1:22 to play.
Another really good pass there from Kyle Brown, finding Wyatt Gates in the front of the end zone. And just
Coming out to the field, your new score with 1:22 remaining until halftime. The first 28 McNeil 0.
just really good stuff from Vista Ridge on both sides of the ball pretty much the entire game.
And Gates was, he was open right there, you know. I mean, he was at the back of the end zone. You know, if you're McNeil, you got to know once the man gets behind you. I mean, so many of Kyle Brown's touchdown passes, I feel like the receivers have got a couple of steps on the defender, and that makes it just a little bit easier for Brown, you know.
Yeah, for sure. And Kyle Brown is just so.
Maybe guys like Jack Podolak, the backup quarterback, get some reps in the second half. But, you know, you don't want to count your chickens before they hatch here. But very similar to last week. A little bit of a slow start last week against Leander. Then Vista Ridge kind of got going in that second quarter. And then next thing you know, it's 28-0.
Turnover, that defense kind of ignited the offense even a little bit more.
Yeah.
Getting a couple more scores.
That's a good point. And, yeah, you know, the defense, Chad Scott's squad pitching a shutout here. Lara with the kickoff now. 3 men back deep. And this will be returned from the 10, across the 20, 30, 33-yard line. Eamon Allen there on a tackle. A little bit of pushing and shoving, and that's going to result in a flag. Probably on Eamon Allen there. Shouldn't have done that, as Anderson kind of baited him into it. But nonetheless, it looks like Jarvis Anderson will win that little battle. As
Definitely an unnecessary penalty for Vista Ridge.
you never know what's being said, but
Yeah.
you cannot let your actions, you know, be the one that speaks for you. I mean, you can almost get away with talking a little bit, but it's hard to get away with an outright push. And Eamon Allen knows better. And let's see here. Looks like it will be a personal foul against Vista Ridge, and they will mark off the 15 yards. And you know those kind of plays are killer because now McNeil has got the ball in Vista Ridge territory with 1:16 to play. Makes things a little bit easier, maybe not having to sell out on the pass on the first play, because that's not one of their strong points. I mean, you know, this is a McNeil offense that is without their starting quarterback, who's got an ankle sprain, that being Hutchison. For the most part, it's been Wittenberg. He'll roll a handoff left this time as Vista Ridge, a couple of defenders there doing a great job on the defensive side.
Loss on the play at 5 yards. Second.
Also, I believe Malachi Bird over there.
Really good pursuit from the outside, forcing that loss of yards and keeps his clock running. McNeil, I think we want to go down and score, but they are taking a lot of time off this clock.
Yeah, and they do have a pair of timeouts, I believe. Let me see. No, actually, they don't have any timeouts left. Vista Ridge has 2. Neil ball on the 45. And could be a fumble on the play. I tell you what, the Vista Ridge defense seems to think they've got the ball. Let's wait and get the official call, as it will be Vista Ridge football apparently. And it will be. Wow. So the second fumble of the night. Like to see that from Ethan as plays that up on the line of scrimmage there, the right tackle position. You know, if you're Vista Ridge's offense, I mean, 24 seconds. Why not? I mean, man, turnovers, penalties, they'll kill you. They really will. And really, sometimes it's the difference between, you know, wins and losses. It's the difference between teams that can close out and finish the deal. You know, Vista Ridge was in a lot of close games last year, but always kind of found a way to win those close games. A lot of times they didn't shoot themselves in the foot. You know, they didn't make those kind of penalties that really hurt squads. They didn't turn the ball over in key situations.
And less talented team, you cannot be shooting yourself in the foot with these unforced errors on turnovers and the penalties. McNeil's, in the first quarter they were a lot better, but so far in the second quarter it's been a couple of unforced errors really have cost us to get that.
So Vista Ridge ball, Kyle Brown, back to pass, eludes one tackler, looking deep downfield's got a man open. This one's gonna be picked off. Brown's pass was a little bit short of his intended target, Bowerman, and this is gonna be returned up to midfield. Ball comes loose. Looks like it will go out of bounds. So there was a return on the play, a pretty good return at that. He did cough it up, but the ball went out of bounds. And it will be marked down around the 45. There's only 13 seconds to play. I mean, I like the call, but you know, Brown will be the first to tell you, he threw into double coverage and he underthrew his man. Bowerman had a few steps. It was a typical Vista Ridge play. Bowerman had a couple of yards on the defender, but Brown was under a lot of pressure, and by the time he got rid of it, you know, he was kind of running out of real estate downfield, and that one.
Well, that's one of those errors that's not going to come back to haunt you because of the time on the clock and they have 0 timeouts.
Back to pass, incomplete. Clock stops with 8 seconds. Flag down. Maybe pass interference. Yeah. Come on, Adam, don't jinx us with that. Not going to come back to haunt us now. Come on.
I know the fans won't be happy.
Yeah. But I tell you, with 6 seconds left, I'll take my chances with this Vista Ridge defense. He's got to probably drop back in a little bit of prevent, if you will, with just 6 seconds left. I mean, McNeil really has a chance to kind of maybe run one play as long as it's toward the outside. Again, no timeouts left for McNeil. I was thinking to myself, wow, did they really take all 3 timeouts that early in the first half? They did. Vista Ridge still has 2 for whatever that's worth. Coming up at halftime. We'll have both bands for you. And we'll break down the first half as well. Right now, Vista Ridge leads 28-0. We'll see if they can hold it there. Ball on the 49-yard line. This might be a free play. And Robertson in on the sack, as is, I believe that was Ford there as well. But I think this one is going to be offsides against Vista Ridge. Jamar Fort came across that line again, and he was built Fort tough, if you will. Speaking of, you know, Kyle Brown was the built Fort tough player of the week on Fox Sports Southwest a couple weeks ago after that 6 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, almost 500 yards passing against Hayes. And oh, by the way, Hayes then came out and won last week. So, you know, this is a Vista Ridge team that has played a pretty good team in Hayes, a team that went 8-3 the last 2 years, just like Vista Ridge did last year. But this will be marked off against the Rangers, and McNeil will get one last play, even though the clock says 0s across the board. See if Vista Ridge can keep that 0 on the board for the Mavs as far as their score. So the time down coming up here. Getting the play call in from the sideline here, number 28. This is Wittenberg in the shotgun. Now empty back set, 2 receivers far side, 2 to the near side. 4 down linemen for Vista Ridge. They're dropping back into some prevent coverage. This one unloaded deep downfield, and it's going to be intercepted by Malachi Bird at the 10, and that'll be it for the first half. 3 forced turnovers for Vista Ridge in that first half by their defense. They're also pitching a shutout. Your Rangers leading the McNeil Mavericks 28-0. We'll be back with much more as the Rangers up big by 4 touchdowns. Vista Ridge Football brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Central Texas. We'll be right back with much more. Clean sheet on these McNeil Mavericks. Ready to start the third quarter here. Adam, this is going to be a pivotal drive right here. Set of downs as whether it's the Vista Ridge defense or the McNeil offense, with a 28-0 lead. If you're McNeil, there's only one way back in. They got to try to find a way to score here. And if you're the Rangers, you want to put this game away right here. All right, we are ready to go. And the kickoff. And McNeil, I believe he touched it before it went out, so the ball will be down on the 11-yard line, and that is where the Mavericks will set up shop. It's 28-0. Vista Ridge leading, very opportunistic. They forced 3 turnovers in the first half, including the pick right there at the very end by Malachi Bird. It was a nice play, even though it ended the half, but more importantly, kept McNeil from getting on the board. Mavs football, 3 receivers to the far side. Handoff up the middle. And Vista Ridge doing a nice job there, kind of plugging up the middle part of the field. That was number 5 on the carry here, Cooper. Cooper's had a pretty good game. One of the bright spots here. Of course, the quarterback here, Brad Wittenberg, he managed the first half pretty well. Was very impressive on his first drive, but Vista Ridge kind of figured him out pretty quickly. If you're just joining us, Luke Hutchison, the star quarterback for McNeil, out with an ankle injury, not playing tonight. Handoff as they work the left middle side. You might have seen Fort coming in there, making a play again. Well, it is 3rd and about 6. So, you know, if you're McNeil, I mean, if you're going to throw the ball, you're looking for maybe quick slant, quick hitter. If you're Vista Ridge, you know that's coming. You got to get pressure up front. Maybe a change at the line of scrimmage here. Wittenberg, and they didn't like it, so they're going to take a quick timeout. And, you know, that's kind of what happened in the first half is McNeil had to take some timeouts early, and it kind of hurt them there on that last drive when they had the ball.
We'd like to thank you for your attendance tonight and ask that you please sit in only designated areas, wear a face covering, and practice social distancing. By working together, we can keep each other safe and enjoy the benefits of having extracurricular activities. Thank you for your cooperation. Round Rock Independent School District would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of Round Rock IHSFAN. Now Maxwell Family Dealership, A+ Federal Credit Union.
So 10:38 to play in the third quarter, and it is 28-0.
Thank you so much.
Vista Ridge on top. McNeil football, big play here, 3rd and 6. Vista Ridge trying to force a 3 and out. Man in motion. One receiver to the near side, one to the far side. They'll roll right. Even though the ball's complete, flags are down. This is probably going to be against McNeil. You know, you call a timeout, you'd like to think that, you know, you can come out and not have a false start, but that's unfortunately the case if you're McNeil. Patrick Bailey, the offensive coordinator for McNeil, former running back coach for the Rangers, also spent some time in Smithville. 3rd and 11, back to pass. Lots of pressure, and this one is simply unloaded out of bounds. Almost a safety. Wow, and who else? The man we called out his name a whole bunch last week as Jay White stepping up, making a huge play there, getting a lot of pressure around the end.
First possession on the defensive side, but for Vista Ridge, forcing a punt back to McNeil's own end zone.
So if you're Vista Ridge, just what the doctor ordered. You got Iman Allen back around the 50. You got McNeil punting out of their own end zone. The Rangers leading it 28-0. Low snap, almost blocked. And everyone get away from it. You can hear the coaches yelling Peter all the way up here, which basically means get away from the ball if you're Vista Ridge. And so a shank, the ball goes out of bounds at about the 22, maybe 23. And that's where the Rangers will take over here with 10:20 to play in the third quarter. We'll take a quick timeout. Vista Ridge Football brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Central Texas. Back here in the action, Iman Allen on the receiving end of this Kyle Brown pass. And that looks to be close to a first down. That's where you like to see Iman Allen come in and make some big plays. He's just an inspiration on both sides of the ball, and also special teams as well, but occasionally you'll see him run out there in the slot and make a big play. So now that'll be, looks like second down. So 2nd and 1, it was just short of the first down marker. Vista Ridge back to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers now to the near side, 1 to the far side. Brown, handoff to Brenda Meyer, and he's down around the 13. So Brenda Meyer getting a lot of carries tonight. So that'll bring up, well, that's now first down, as Brenda Meyer picks up the tough yardage for the first down. First down, Rangers. 3 receivers far side, 1 to the near side. Handoff, Brenda Meyer. With a good first down run down to about the 8.
Really good field position on this drive for Vista Ridge as they're trying to break this game up and get their back. Good to see Brenda Meyer getting a lot of carries here tonight. He's looked good all season.
So trips to the far side, 2 receivers to the near side. It's 2nd down and 6. Kyle Brown in the shotgun. He's looking to the right, connects with Hegfett around the 10, and he's going to be brought down around the 10-yard line to bring up 3rd and about 6. See what Todd Brown dials up here. So 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. 2 backs split off to the right. Brown, handoff, Brenda Meyer, 5 into the end zone, touchdown, Brenda Meyer. 34-0, Vista Ridge on top, no flags down. And wow, what a call right there. You're thinking pass, but no. Handoff to Brenda Meyer, takes it right up the gut for the 10-yard touchdown run. Well said. So Alex, Brenda Meyer scores again. Daniel Lehrer with the extra point, flags down. So before we put up that 35th point, let's hold everything. McNeil band. See the Vista Ridge band tonight. I think it's when you're a visitor, they don't bring the bands this year, unfortunately. Offsides on the defense, so Vista Ridge will get another shot here. We'll see if they just kick the extra point, up 34-0. I don't think there's really any need to go for 2 here. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. 8:17 to play in the third. A big 28-point outburst in the second quarter opened things up here for Vista Ridge. And the extra point to come from Lara is up and good. So with 8:17 to play, it's 34-0, or 35-0, Vista Ridge leading the McNeil Mavericks. We'll take a quick timeout. Vista Ridge Football brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Central Texas.